Implementation of queue using stack. This is a very important topic in GATE, where you will be asked questions related to this. I will first discuss the concepts of implementing queues using stacks, and then I will discuss what are the pattern of questions that are being asked from this type of queue implementation of queue using stack, right? So we know that a queue is a data structure, a linear data structure where insertion will be done from one end and deletion will be done from the other end, right? And it is also called as FIFO data structure, that is first in first out data structure. And we have studied that there are two basic operations of queue, right? That is NQ. NQ stands for inserting an element at the rear part of the queue is called as NQ, and the other basic operation supported by queue is DQ, where it says that how you can delete the element, that is deletion of element from the front part of the queue is called as NQ, right? This is all about queue. And coming to the stacks, stack is also a linear data structure where insertions and deletions will be done from only one end, and that end we call it as top, right? And the basic operations that are supported by stack are push and pop. Let me explain what do you mean by this implementation of queue using stack, right? So implementation of queue using stack is nothing but you implement the basic operations of queue such as NQ and DQ using the basic operations of stack, that is push and pop. So if you take NQ, how many pushes you require, how many pops you require, and if you take DQ, how many pushes you require and how many pops you require. That is what is implementing a queue using stack, right? Implementing queue using stack means implementing the basic operations of NQ and DQ regarding the queues using the basic operations of stack such as push and pop. So after clearing about the basics of queues and stack and getting an idea on how to what do you mean by this queue using stack, let me go into the topic. This is the first slide, which says that a queue can be implemented using two stacks. This is one important question you may be asked in the GATE examinations. If he wants to ask you a straightforward question, he may ask you the simple question like a queue can be implemented using how many stacks. Options can be like 2, 3, 4 and 5. So one queue can be implemented using two stacks. So this is very important point, please make a note of it. And similarly, he's saying that let Q be taken as a letter Q, maybe capital Q is also okay, and stacks can be represented by using stack 1 and stack 2. Let us call, for this example, we call this stack 2 as S2 and stack 1 as S1, right? So this is all the preparatory work for implementing queue using stack. A queue implemented using two stacks, and let Q be represented with capital alphabet Q and the two stacks be represented with S1 and S2 respectively, right? And there are two ways of implementing the queue using stacks. We have two basic operations in queues, that is NQ, and the second basic operation is DQ, right? So how can you implement this queue in two ways means whether you are making the NQ operation costly or whether you are making the DQ operation costly. What do you mean by costly? This is nothing but if there are more operations that are involved for implementing the NQ operation, then we say that the NQ operation is costlier in fashion, right? Similarly, if you say that there are more operations that are involved in DQ operation, then we can say that it is costlier, right? So these are the two ways where in method 1 we make the NQ operation costly. That means to implement NQ operation there involves a lot of pushes and pops. How many pushes and pops, that we will discuss in the next coming slides. And similarly the method 2 says that DQ operation costly. That means there involve a lot of pushes and pops in the DQ operation, right? So these are the two methods. Let us discuss these two methods in detail. So in the first method, where we are making the NQ operation costly, means we are making the NQ operations with more pushes and pops. Whereas the the counterpart, that is DQ operation, is a simple operation. Okay, it involves only one operation, that is just pop the element, which involves only big O of 1, right? So this is how we implement this method 1. Here we are making the NQ operation costly. Therefore, it is important that you should note that NQ operation involves most of the pushes and pops, whereas the DQ operation is very easy, very easy. You just have only one operation to DQ the pop, right? So this method makes sure that newly entered element is always at the top of the stack. This is important, right? We'll see how this is happening, right? To put the element into stack 1, stack 2 is used, and DQ operation just pops from the stack. So coming to the algorithm part of this NQ and DQ operations, the NQ operation, we are making this NQ operation as costly for this method 1, right? So the NQ operation of Q comma X involves a lot of pushes and pops. We'll see how it is happening. So if it is a NQ, then if stack 1 is empty, just push X onto the stack 1. Similarly, if stack 1 is not empty, push everything from stack 1 to stack 2. This we will see with an example. And the third step says that push X to stack 1. That is the element which you want to push, you have to push it onto the stack 1. After that, what you have to do is, you have to push everything back to the stack 1. That is from stack 2 to stack 1, you have to make the operations, right? Let me explain this with a diagram so that you can understand it clearly. Let me take a queue. As discussed in the earlier slides, let me take the Q as Q, represented as capital letter Q. Let the size of this Q be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Similarly, for implementing one Q, we require 2 stacks. Let these stacks be S1 and let the second stack be S2. Right? So let me give the indexing also. If you don't give indexing, it's not a problem, but it's a practice that I make all this indexing and thing, right? So according to the algorithm, if you want to NQ an element into the queue, that is NQ of Q comma 10. So what it happens? There are 2 pointers, that is rear and front, both are incremented such that it points to 0, and then 10 is inserted into that particular element, that is Q of R, which is nothing but Q of 0, right? So this operation you should mimic with these two S1 and S2, these 2 stacks S1 and S2. So according to the algorithm of NQ, the first step is saying that if the stack 1 is empty, just push the element. So how many operations we have? If it is a first element, listen carefully, if it is a first element, we have only one push operation, right? Only one push operation. Next, for example, the second instruction is also an NQ operation, NQ of Q of 20. NQ operation in Q is very easy, right? You make the increment this rear pointer such that it points to the empty location and you insert this element. But you have to mimic this operation using these 2 stacks. You have to simulate it the same way as if the queue is operating, right? That means the queue is operating in a manner of FIFO, that means first in first out order, whereas the stacks will operate in the order of, in the manner of LIFO, last in first out. In such case, you have to make use of these 2 S1 and S2 stacks and you convert this LIFO into FIFO. How we are converting, that we are discussing right now, right? So for inserting the second element, you have to check whether the stack 1 is empty or not, S1 is empty or not. It is not empty. In such case, what you have to do? The algorithm says that if the stack is not empty, push everything from stack 1 to stack 2. So whatever elements that are present inside stack 1, you have to pop it and push it into stack 2, right? In the algorithm, he is saying simply that push of S2, comma, some element, right? But it involves both pop of S1 and then the push of S2, right? So there is only one element in S1, you pop it. So the first operation is pop S1 and you push it into the stack 2. So the second operation is push of S2 comma 10, right? So here lies the thing. This is removed. Let me remove this. And what you have to do as the third step, what he is saying, push X to stack 1. What is X here? We have X as 20. You push 20 into it, right? Now, as the last step, what he is saying, you push everything back to stack 1 or S1. So whatever is present inside the stack 2, you again pop. So it also involves two operations. Now it is pop S2 and the second operation is push of S1 comma this 10, right? So you make this 10 to come over here, right? So 10 will come here and you can erase these elements. Right? Right. So here you can observe that, 1 minute please. Here you can observe that in this method, so coming back to our discussion, I'm sorry that there is a small correction. You can observe that the newly entered element is always at the bottom of stack 1. That's what we have discussed in this particular example, right? The new element that is inserted is 20. Where you have inserted in stack 1, it is inserted at the end of the stack 1. So you have to ensure that the inserted element, the newly inserted element should always stay at the bottom of the stack 1. For example, let me take one more instruction, that is NQ of Q comma 30, right? So it is a very simple operation, it becomes 30. But how you mimic it? So according to it, whenever you want to insert an element into the queue, whenever you want to perform the NQ operation, you have to check whether stack 1 S1 is empty or not. It is not empty. In such case, what you have to do? You have to pop all the elements from stack 1 and push it to the S2. So how many elements you have to push here? The first element is 10. That means you have to pop 10. One is pop operation and then you push. Therefore, in the first step for element 10, we have pop and push, right? So you remove this 10 from here and you place it here. Similarly, for the second element, that is for 20, again we have two operations, that is pop and push, right? So you remove 20 from stack 1 and push it onto stack 2. Now what is the third operation? You have to push the new element. New element is nothing but 30. 30 should be pushed into stack 1, right? So it involves again one push operation, push of S1. Now at the last moment, what you have to do? You have to again pop these elements and push back to the stack 1. So how many operations you have to perform? You have to pop 20 from S2 and push it onto the stack. Therefore again for 20th element, pop plus push. Listen carefully, listen carefully. This is very important example. So you remove this 20 and place it on top of 30. Similarly, for the fifth step is for 10. Again, you have to make two operations, that is pop and push. So pop from S2, and then push it onto the top of the stack S1. This is how we perform the NQ operation, right? Similarly, so for example, for this question, right? Let me explain how the question patterns will be asked in the GATE examination. He will be saying like this. For example, assume that a pop operation costs X amount and a push operation costs Y amount. What will be the cost of NQing third element in queue using stacks? So these are the type of questions you may be asked in GATE examinations. That is, you will be given a queue. Assume that you have a queue which is represented with alphabet Q and we have two stacks S1 and S2, and assume that you are implementing the queue using stacks by making the NQ operation costlier. And he will be saying something like push operation costs Y and pop operation costs X. And then he will ask you to estimate the cost of NQing the third element into the queue. So let me take this example again. So this is the third example, third element that is inserted into queue, that is 30 is inserted. For inserting 30, what we have done? We have removed 10 from the stack 1. That means we have popped 10 from stack 1 and we have pushed it into stack 2. What is the cost of pop here? The cost of pop is X. Therefore, it is X. Again, the cost of push is Y. Therefore, in the first step, that is exclusively for making the 10, we have a cost of X plus Y. Similarly, for the second element 20, again we have pop cost is X and push cost is Y. For 20, we have X plus Y. And then for pushing the new element into stack 1, there is only one operation involved, that is only push, which is equal to Y. Next, after inserting the new element at the bottom of stack 1, you have to again pop the elements from stack 2 and push back into the stack 1. For 20, we have again pop and push, that is X plus Y. Similarly, for 10, we have again pop and push, that is X plus Y. So what is the total? For first pop and push of 10, this is for 10, X plus Y. And for the first pop and push for 20, it is X plus Y. And for pushing new element into stack S1, it is Y. And again, popping back the element 20 and pushing it into the stack is X plus Y. Similarly, again, X plus Y for 10. So this is the total cost. What is the total cost? 4X plus 5Y. This is very important. These are the questions that might be asked in the final GATE examinations. We have some questions related to this, right? I think you have understood this concept, right? So for pushing or for making an NQ operation, the third element into the queue, you require 4X plus 5Y cost. This is why you are making you are saying that the method 1 is where you are making the NQ operation costlier, right? Now if you want to make 40, if you want to insert 40, what will be the cost? That is, you are inserting the fourth element. What will be the cost? It is, you have to pop these three elements, which is nothing but 3X plus 3Y. You have to pop three elements and push it into the stack 2. And then we have one more thing, that is Y, push the new element at the bottom element, that is 40. And then again you have to pop the stack 2 How many elements you have to pop? You have to pop 3 elements. Therefore, it is 3x plus, again you have to push back into stack 1. That is 3y. That is 6x plus 7y. Right? You can make an analogy. You can make an analogy. What is that analogy? If you are pushing n elements, that is n is equal to 2. What is the cost? It is 4x plus 5y. Similarly, if n is equal to 3, it's not 2, this is 3. And similarly, if n is equal to 4, what is it? It is 6x plus 7y. Right? So if there is if there is like that, we have to continue its the things, right? For example, if n is equal to 5, that means if you want to NQ the fifth element, you can make it as 4x plus 4y for 4 elements that is present on the top of the stack S1, one more y for pushing the new element, and one more 4x plus 4y, that is 8x plus 9y. Right? So these are the type of questions that may be asked. And coming to the DQ operation, this method is making the NQ operation costlier, and the DQ operation is simple operation. What is the simple operation? It involves only one step. That means you have to pop from stack 1. For example, you go back to the same example. If you want to perform the DQ operation on this queue, what is the element that is to be DQ'd? Which is nothing but 10, right? This is to be DQ'd. That element is already present as top of stack S1. So the DQ operation is simple pop operation of S1. A simple operation. That's what the method 1 says. You make the NQ operation costlier, and subsequently you make the DQ operation to be performed in only just one step. Right? So coming back to the next method, this is the DQ operation. If the stack S1 is empty, you just raise an error, and if the stack is not empty, you pop the item from stack 1 and return it. Simple operation, right? Similarly, the method 2. The method 2 is you make the DQ operation costly. That means you have to involve more push and pop operations for the DQ operation. Whereas the NQ operation becomes very easy. NQ means you just push it. You have to push it into the stack. Let us go into the algorithmic part. As we have discussed, this is the method which makes the DQ operation costlier, and the NQ operation is very easy, right? Which involves only one step, that is pushing X onto the stack. Whatever element you want to NQ in the queue, you mimic it by just pushing it into the stack 1. We'll give an example, don't worry, right? So NQ operation is just only one operation, push it, right? It is big of 1, right? Now coming to the DQ operation. We are making the DQ operation costlier, right? If both stacks are empty, then error. If you want to remove an element, then you have to check whether the 2 stacks are empty or not. If they are empty, then it will be an error. But if the stacks are not empty, what you have to do? While stack 1 is not empty, push everything from stack 1 to stack 2, right? You have to push everything from stack 1 to stack 2, and then pop the element from stack 2. Here comes the difference, right? In the previous example, we have used the S1 as the important stack, and S2 is used as a supplementary stack. Supplementary means we make use of it for some intermediary operations, right? But here you can observe that both stack 1 and stack 2 are important. That's not an important point, but you have to understand that importance of the stacks, right? So while stack 1 is not empty, push everything from stack 1 to stack 2, pop the element from stack 2 and return it, and then again you have to push all the elements from stack 2 to stack 1. This is the simple algorithm. Let me explain this with an example. Right. So again, you take a queue like this, mark the indices, and the name of the queue is queue, right? And given You take two stacks S1 and S2. Let the size of these S1 and S2 be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and similarly 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. So here we have to make the DQ costlier. We should not write capital, you should write small letter, right? DQ costlier. And NQ is very easy operation which involves only push into stack 1. So let me take the first one, that is NQ of U comma 10. This is the first instruction that is to be executed. So NQ operation is like this. To mimic this from stack 1 and stack 2, what you are doing, you are just pushing it, the new element into stack 1, right? So it is a just simple operation, that is push of S1 comma X, that is you push it. Now another operation, second instruction is NQ of Q comma 20, right? 20 is inserted, but the push operation, the NQ operation is very easy. It just involves only one step, that is push of S1 comma 20. This is 10, right? Similarly, you take one more operation, NQ operation, NQ of Q comma 30. So here 30 is inserted and 30 is pushed onto the top of stack S1 comma 30, right? Now so my front point is pointing here and my rear point is pointing here, and coming to stack 1, top is pointing here, right? Now we will perform a DQ operation. Therefore the fourth instruction which I am performing is a DQ operation. DQ of Q. You should not say that DQ of 30, DQ of Q comma 20. Why? Because the default DQ will be performed at the front end of the Q only. Therefore, which element has to be removed here? It is nothing but 10. In order to remove 10, but here the 10 is lying at the bottom of the stack. So what you have to do? You have to bring this 10 to the top of the stack, right? For that, you are using the S2 as a supplementary stack. You make all these things. That means pop 30 and push it into the stack S2. Similarly, pop 20 and push it into stack S2. Pop 10 from S1 and push it into stack S2. So after this, we have this configuration. Stack 1 is empty, and stack 2 we have the elements as 30, 20, and 10. This is my top, right? So to remove 10, what you have to do? You have to pop the stack 2, that is simple operation, pop of S2. Therefore 10 will be displayed. Let me take the output, that is 10 will be displayed, right? So after making this pop operation on stack 2, this is removed. You have to again push back all these elements. You have to pop the elements from stack 2 and push back into the stack 1. Therefore there are remaining, how many elements are there? There are only 2 elements, right? So 20 is popped and again pushed back into the stack 1. Similarly 30 is popped and again pushed back into the stack 1, right? So here also in Q 10 is removed. So this is how we perform the operations, right? Now if you want to insert another element, or let me take the operation as NQ of Q comma 40. Therefore it becomes 40. It's a simple operation, that is 40, right? Now if you want to again perform the sixth operation is DQ of Q. What you have to do? You have to push, you have to pop all the 3 elements from stack 1 and push back to stack 2, right? Now it becomes 40 and it is 30 and then it is 20. Now you have to pop this element 20, right? You pop this element 20 and you place it in the output. And now again what you have to do? You have to again push back all the elements that are present on the stack 2 into stack 1. That is, you have to push this, pop this 30 and place back into S1. Again 40 like this. So this is how you perform the operations. Again, according to gate point of view, you may be asked questions like the same thing, like if there is a queue called, if the queue is implemented using stacks S1 and S2, and assume that pop operation costs X and push operation costs Y. What is the total cost that is incurred for deleting the third element, or what is the total cost for dequeuing the third element? That may be the question that is being asked, right? So you can calculate these costs accordingly as discussed in the earlier slides. So these are the type of questions that are being asked, right? So this is one of the important topic where you got more than 2 or 3 questions from the previous GATE examinations. So you practice more on these questions, and if there are any queries, you just post those queries in the Google form that is provided by the organizers. And so that is the end of the stacks and queues. We have completely discussed the different topics on queues, and the most important topic is discussed in the earlier morning of today, that is how to implement queues using stacks. This is very important topic.